I almost lost my life 3 times. I wasn't ready to die. So I discovered how I can save my own life. As a result, Dianne's Call Natural Living Lifestyle show was created. So let's answer the call to make our health a priority. Dianne's Call. Welcome to Dianne's Call Natural Living Lifestyle Show, where each episode we bring you something beautiful and nature. And I am here today with my teacher, my mentor, my wisdom. You teach me so much, Ray. We're here at Ray's Organics, the organic man, the man who can tell us everything we need to know about hibiscus. The beautiful, 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 I call it a herb. You call it a what, Ray?
We call it sometimes a herb, but it is a medicinal herb.
A medicinal herb. Okay, it's a medicinal herb.
Well, it promotes strength with the kidney, and it is a cancer cure, high blood, and many ailments you find with this product.
Ray, could you please tell me the story about how you came to know this wonderful, beautiful medicinal herb? Tell me that story.
Well, it is not so much of the beauty, but the value of what it does with the human body. But the way we were introduced, there was a foreigner from Kenya in Africa that was at a restaurant, and he noticed he didn't have the money to pay for his meal, but he noticed that I had a little group, and but all he had to prove was about 6 seeds, and he told me if I'd give him the money, because he'd never see me again, if I would give him $5. So I bought this. I gave him $5.
For how many seeds?
For about 6 seeds. And it took me about 20 years to really learn, 18 years to really learn how to grow this product.
So he gave you the seeds. Did you know what kind of seeds they were?
No, but he told me I would be a millionaire if I would plant them and just keep planting them.
And so how long after that did you started to plant the seed, to actually plant what you bought from him because he needed some money to pay for his meal?
Well, I stratified them, and then the next routine season, I planted it, and they germinated in like 2.5, 3 days.
They do germinate very quick. Yeah. I do know that much.
So I was excited about that, and as I researched beyond that with different seed companies, just very few seed companies knew it. It's an original product from Mexico, really, but all of the islands had started using it in different ways, but nobody had known about using it without chemicals. There were no chemicals, only the basic, maybe the grass and whatnot I would turn over for my nitrogen, but I never would use chemical in my operation since the 30s. I was always without chemicals. So I learned how to grow a crop without chemicals.
And that's why you're my teacher. Because you're so interesting. Tell me a little bit, because we're going to get back to this hibiscus, but tell me a little bit more about what you used to grow.
Oh, I've grown about 1,200 different items in my life. And it's interesting. I would love for you to know the story, really, of the background of my growing. But Miss Rachel Carson, the lady that wrote Silent Spring, I'm giving her a pitch, but she's dead. And that is where my knowledge came from originally. If you know the story, if you know the name I gave you, she's the one that took it to court to get rid of the DDT, which was one of the chemicals that was really destroying our of soils. But Miss Rachel was very kind to me. She even painted a picture of me. I have it, but it was never signed, so it's worthless.
Oh, it's still priceless.
Yeah.
It's priceless.
But and then beyond that, the other person in my life was Sergeant Shriver. Sergeant Shriver, who was, those that know the name, he was over the Peace Corps,
Okay.
but he was also President Kennedy's grandfather.
Okay.
But we lived on Montrose Road in Rockville, Maryland. That's Montgomery County, just over the line from Washington, D.C. But they really had a lot of influence on my development.
Okay.
And Dr. Frank, who was one that started the NIH development.
And the NIH is the National Institute
Of Health.
of Health.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those people were instrumental in you beginning to grow and grow organically.
To use the humus of the woods. Humus is the top layer just under the leaves in the forest. So we had 21 acres there with Dr. Frank. Dr. Frank gave my parents enough lumber to build a little two-room house on their property. So I lived there with Lucy Frank Squire, who was a Frank, who's the mother of radiology. That's Miss Lucy.
Okay.
People may know her as a physician out of Harvard, the ladies' hospital up there in Boston. Well, that was Lucy. I grew up on the Lucy also. Very fortunate to have those kind of people in your life.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So tell me a little bit about when you grew for Campbell Soup.
We were down in Hollywood, South Carolina, which is south of Charleston.
Okay.
We grew the first early crops down there on Tugadoo Bay. We grew the potatoes first in spring. We grew the okra and we grew the tomatoes and squash. Okay, now my downfall with my continuing the growth was that I grew up in Columbia, the little community out of Columbia, Hopkins, South Carolina. And when I grew my 5 acres of okra, they closed the kitchen over in Sumter. So I had nothing to do with my crop but give it away. It was so plentiful. And Hopkins was had such great soil for growing. During that time, I was living in New York, but we had to return to Tugadoo in the spring to harvest the crop. But as the family started dying out, that's when I moved to Columbia area, and I had then I bought 5 acres over in Hopkins, South Carolina, and that's where, of course, I started planting. I had plenty of property, and it was a good, rich type soil over there. You know, mixture of the clay, the sand, and whatnot.
So like, how could did you have a lot of help? Because when I think of Campbell Soup, I think of this humongous, really massive corporation.
Right.
And they come to a family to grow food for them. You know, do they still use that method of actually going to families, or do they just have these big fields that they spray a lot of things on? Because I imagine that when you did it, it was organic.
Right. Well, it was always organic in my life because when you would put farm for a company like that, they would supply all of the fertilizers that you use. And then the fertilizers were not as chemically laced as they are today.
So there's a difference between fertilizer and chemicals?
Well, all of it would be coming under the heading of fertilizer.
Okay.
But there are some secrets that I have today from Grandpa that I would not share with anybody.
Ray, you're not gonna share them with me? Come on.
the finished products, I would give you barrels and loads of it. I'd finish.
I'm just kidding.
You would probably, I would never share. I don't share it with even my own children because they pass it on wrong.
Well, Ray, you know, we have to, I want you to find somebody that you trust so that you can share that so we can keep it, as you like to say, keep it in the family. So you have to pass on that information so we can keep it in the family.
Okay. Well, that day is going to come.
All right. That's what I want to hear.
You have a vision. Everyone does, which is a start. But sometimes we just need a little help bringing that vision into a reality. Call Reel to Reel Productions, the premier multimedia production studio. Here, we can help you form, shape, and create a video that you can display to the world. They will direct, produce, film, and edit your TV commercial, promotional video, TV show, or live event. Reel to Reel can do it all. Exceeding industry standards, Reel to Reel will see to it that your vision is produced in the highest quality possible. What can we create for you? Everyone has a vision. Make yours real today.
We grew the potatoes first, the first thing in the spring. Then we grew the squash, then the okra, and then the tomatoes. I remember putting it into the ground at those routines. We grew them, and cabbage, by the way, I'm sorry, the headed cabbage. Because there's such a story behind that cabbage. We would have to harvest the first crop for Campbell Soup. But anything, that one crop only, one picking, after that, we could have the field. And of course, we would load the trucks after the pickings had completed. Then we would take the loads to Columbia or to markets, and we could sell them on the side. Okay. There are times when we did not sell the whole loads, so we went into the community. And like cabbage, we'd sell for 25 cents a head back in those 40s and 50s. But everybody expected us to be there.
So about how many years did you all did the family grow for Campbell Soup?
They must have grown at least 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah. But as the family died, that was a catastrophe. Then the aunt died first, and the uncle married a younger lady. And of course, she married a younger man after he died. And the property kind of got away from our family. Yet the northern family no longer had control of it. In fact, today, the big paper companies planting the trees on the same property today. It's no longer worked in farming.
So Ray, tell me your age and how you feel at this age, and how does hibiscus relate to that? How young you are, excuse me. Tell us how young you are.
I'm 85 years old. I was born May 28, 1931. But nobody's got records for us. So we had to just keep it a family part of knowing our age.
So do you feel that the hibiscus contributes to the way you feel? Are you on any medications?
No, I won't. I will not take medicine. But I have a cancer. I have asbestosis.
Okay, tell me about that. How did you get that, and how are you still living with?
Well,
I don't even want to say it.
I'm the only one known from the inspections still alive. They discovered it in 1981. And they came in to inspect anybody that had been exposed. But I was an electrician, remember? So the houses then had the asbestos protection up in the lofts. Mm-hmm. And once I was in New York, I got involved with taking out boilers and whatnot, and we were ripping the insulation from it and the pipes and the boiler. but nobody ever had a protection for you. And I ended up with asbestos in my system.
And this was in the 80s?
When the asbestos?
Yes.
No, that was back in the 50s, 40s, in the summer.
When you worked there?
Yeah, worked at it.
When were you diagnosed?
In 1981.
You were diagnosed in 1981 as having asbestosis, which you say is a cancer.
Yeah, it's rated in cancer form.
Okay, and did the doctor tell you that you had a certain amount of time to live?
They had 6 years outside to live.
So that would have been 1987. Would have been the time you were supposed to make your transition.
Right.
And it's now 2016.
I guess it is.
So what do you contribute to that?
Oh,
Because you say you don't take medications.
No, I won't.
And you say you still have it. Help me out here, Ray. I'm a little confused.
Well, the diet is very important. The diet. If you read some of the research on the hibiscus, don't forget, I became a vegetarian, totally.
When you found out you had?
No, I had issues, the digestive issues and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So I got away from things like meat, just totally. And then the asbestos, the hibiscus became my fancy. And I stayed with the hibiscus, the tea. That is chemical free also. I think it's known that anybody can grow it, but they don't have the seed. That's the one thing. And
except me. Okay, that's another time.
No, but the hibiscus this hibiscus is a kidney flusher, and the kidney is, to me, is the most valuable part of your body.
The kidney.
The kidney. It's even more important to me than my heart.
Oh, okay. That's another whole show, right?
Oh, it should be.
Would you contribute hibiscus to you still being healthy and feeling strong?
100%.
100%.
Yes. There are people that we'd love for you to talk with.
Okay.
Of what it has done for them.
Tell me, how long have you been growing hibiscus?
I have grown it continuously about 24 years.
About 24 years.
Yeah, and my whole health patterns changed since then. And I can outwork anybody. I have 140 cubic yards of wood chips that's rotted out over 3 years from the ice storm. And I've got...
That's what this is right here, right? That you use as your fertilizer.
Right.
So this is the wood chips that you use this is fertilizer.
Broken down wood chips.
Broken down wood chips. So let's talk about this.
Let me tell you what this is.
Okay.
This is fungi. The fungi is that small white thread that will wrap around the roots of every plant and promote the dampness to it. We don't use any chemicals whatsoever, no fungi or no anything. If I have a problem with bacteria happening on the leaves, I've got my own development, which is nothing but, it's a tea form, fertilizer tea, but it is horse manure. We make it into a tea and just pour the tea on the plant. When people have trouble with tomatoes or whatever, the bacteria is hitting them, we have them to use the tea on the crop.
You call it tea.
We don't like to call it tea because people may want to drink it.
Okay.
Okay.
But the plants drink it.
Oh yeah.
The plants drink it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a mixture of Epsom salts. Sometimes we put a little in, and
So Ray, why do you think some growers or farmers feel that they need chemicals to grow when you've proven for so many years that you don't have to have those chemicals?
They're brainwashed. Advertisement have just ruined them. They're brainwashed. I'm not brainwashed because the Franks taught and the Shrivers taught me.
You're not brainwashed. Mm-hmm. And you don't take any medication?
No, but I won't take anybody's medicine.
What if a doctor prescribes and say you need to take medicine?
I go to my buddies who are pharmacists, and they know me personally.
Yeah, I know. I met one of your pharmacist friends.
Okay. Okay. Well, they know me. And any doubt, I take it to them. But one of my partner is a physician. That's David.
Yes.
Yeah. So he stepped away. He's the one that developed the MRI machine. He stepped away from his profession and joined me. And he's my researcher in all my products today.
Ray, there's a university whose name I will not call.
Okay.
Told me when I first started to want to grow hibiscus that I couldn't grow it in South Carolina. But I knew someone who was already growing it. Mm-hmm. So I didn't listen to this very large, prestigious institution. Mm-hmm. And I listened to this beautiful little soul. She's about 4 feet tall that lives in something. She said, you can grow anything you want to grow, Benita. Don't you ever let anybody tell you that you can't grow something. So tell me how you feel when someone would tell somebody that they cannot grow hibiscus when you and I are standing right here in Aiken, South Carolina.
In the middle of these.
In the middle of all of this. And I know you have many, many, many hundreds of acres more in the South. How do you feel when people say we can't do something?
I was told the same thing in the beginning. I couldn't grow it, but I didn't listen to them, and I became successful. It was just a matter of trial with this product. For some reason, I didn't learn. I didn't know the whole thing. It took me about 12 years to really master it, and now I don't even let my growers talk to me about it. I said, try it yourself.
That's what you told me, try it yourself.
Oh.
When we come back, we will show you how we harvest the hibiscus and how we remove all of the seeds and how the seeds will germinate.
You have a vision. Everyone does, which is a start. But sometimes we just need a little help bringing that vision into a reality. Call Reel to Reel Productions, the premier multimedia production studio. Here, we can help you form, shape, and create a video that you can display to the world. They will direct, produce, film, and edit your TV commercial, promotional video, TV show, or live event. Reel to Reel can do it all. Exceeding industry standards, Reel to Reel will see to it that your vision is produced in the highest quality possible. What can we create for you? Everyone has a vision. Make yours real today.
Welcome back to Dianne's Call Natural Living Lifestyle Show, where we are currently in Aiken, South Carolina with Mr. Ray Kenner, and Ray is going to show us how we harvest the hibiscus and how we're going to take the seeds or remove the seeds from one.
I'm running my elbow up counterclockwise. Now I'm going to come out front, but we want to leave a little hinge holding. See, holding that. It's not, and bringing the calyx off. This is a calyx. Mm-hmm. This is the part that's going to turn into the tea, and this is the seed part. That, yeah. As it dries, we have the seed, but it's difficult while it's wet, but this is a seed in it. And the seeds sell for $2 each.
And how many seeds would be in this one pod?
You could bet on 25 in each pod.
20, this is one callus.
Yeah.
25 seeds in each pod.
Right.
Now, if I were to plant this one seed, what would I get?
You get 1,000 seeds.
This bush would yield me 1,000 seeds
Yeah, at $2 each.
at $2 each. That's one bush.
Yeah, one book.
And if you plant fields and fields and fields,
Yeah,
then
you
that's why the gentleman told you that you would be a millionaire
Right.
when he gave you some seeds over 20-something, a long time ago.
Yeah, it must have been 22 years, 21, 22
Long
years.
time ago, okay. So let's go inside what you call the shack
Okay,
and show us what you do in the shack.
okay.
We'll be right back.
No time to pamper yourself? Do you wish the spa or salon could come to you? Lady T Luxury's mobile spa caters to people with busy lifestyles and retirees. Our mission is to bring the comfort of an upscale nail or beauty spa experience to your home or private affair. Call today for a free consultation and we'll bring the spa experience to you.
So now, Ray, we are in the shack. Finally, we got here. So tell us one of the main functions of the shack and why do you use it? What are you doing here? What's going on in here, Ray?
Well, everything is done here. This is it. At the growth of the hibiscus harvest, here we have a harvest, and again, we're processing the calyx for the tea. So we're going to be able to open this calyx and take the outside of the calyx, and we have all of our dehydrators.
Dehydrators.
Yeah,
So you put this part in the dehydrator.
right. And you dry it maybe in 24 hours. It's
It's dried. So how do you sell it? How if someone wants to purchase some organic calyces or the herb from you, how do you sell it?
Well,
How much does it cost?
It costs, let's put it in layman's terms, for a cup of calyx is dehydrated, and 1 cup would sell for $15.
A cup full.
Yeah.
Okay. But it doesn't take a cup full to make some to drink.
No.
Yeah.
1 cup may last you for 4 weeks.
Yes.
4 weeks.
Just want to clarify. So the cup is the measurement, is
Right.
the amount
Right.
of calyces that,
Yeah.
that
Right.
are in there.
Right.
But you can get a cup of dried hibiscus, and that can last you for up to 4 weeks
Yeah, sure.
by just making tea with it.
Making tea.
Not only are you a grower, but you're also a businessman.
Yeah.
So we sell the hibiscus tea. This is actually called the tea,
Right.
correct? And this is dehydrated and packaged, and it's also dehydrated and manufactured as a liquid
Right.
to sell. So it's sold 2 ways. Where are some of the places that you sell it? And who are some of do you sell it only in the United States? Do you sell it only in South Carolina? Where do you sell this?
Well, we've sold it's South Africa already. We've got a salesman in Hong Kong.
And you sell it here in Aiken,
Oh, you sell it all over the United States.
all over the United States.
Yeah.
How many people do you think in Aiken know about this operation, know about hibiscus and what it is? Because it's right here in our backyard, right here in South Carolina. But even in Aiken, how many people do you think really know about this?
I would give it to 500 people in Aiken.
That know about this?
Yeah, sure.
What's the population of Aiken?
It's about 90,000.
About 90,000 in Aiken, and
Right.
you would say about 500 people know about it.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that you would like to share about your business?
We would love for it to just get into the hands of people, the lupus, the high bloods, the cancer, there's another one, the diabetes, because we have people that will show how doctors can't understand how they cure it. Well, I'm a typical case.
You
Please.
say you contribute that
Oh, dear. So
to
that,
this. No, No doubt in your mind, Ray.
It is. It's
Is
no
there any
doubt.
doubt in your mind?
No doubt.
No doubt. Thank you, Ray. Up next is our spicy bite, where we're going to talk about this wonderful medicinal herb, hibiscus. Welcome back to Dianne's Called Natural Living Lifestyle Show, where we show the world how to live a healthy, wholesome life. Today, my spicy bite will be, guess what? Hibiscus, one of my most favorite beverages to drink. Hibiscus is, I'm gonna say, an alternative to commercial beverages, the tea. I make a tea, we all know it's called Bonita's Hibiscus ginger tea that's sold in stores. One of the reasons that I make this tea with hibiscus is because of some of the health benefits that it has. It's been known, and there are scientific studies to prove that it has helped some with lowering their blood pressure and cholesterol. For me, I don't have those issues, so I drink it for detox, for cleansing, for beautiful nails, beautiful hair, and beautiful skin. And if you take a look at my hair and my skin, I'm on target. Again, this is a beautiful, beautiful flower or herb that has been used for thousands of years. Many different countries, it's called by many names. Some people call it hibiscus, some people call it sorrel, some people say sorrel, jamaica, besop. Again, it has many, many names and many, many benefits. I would love for you to try some. You can find it at health food stores, or you're welcome to go to places where it's sold in South Carolina. Or you can go online at bonitastea.com and purchase it there. Again, hibiscus ginger tea, one of the wonderful, great benefits to drinking commercial beverages. I want to say a special thank you to Ray Kenner for being my mentor and longtime friend. Ray is the person who's so instrumental in me making this beverage and putting it on a commercial level. He's taught me how to plant, harvest, and make it into what it is right now. Again, Ray, you are very special to me. You're very special to the world for showing us what this product can really do. Thanks again for watching Dianne's Called Natural Living Lifestyle Show. Drink in wellness.